Alrighty, turn 35, January 10th, 1942. Let's see what comes. Stupid auto flip, but we'll take it. We were taking that base this turn anyways. Alright, there's one amphibious. Enemy carriers, oh no. Except every time you hear that, it's always Japanese carriers. Alright, bombing Johore Bahru. Got some overcast skies. 33 hits, good. We need some good runs on this. Bombing Baton airfields. Let's see, moderate rain, 5 hits. I tell you, man, Baton has the worst weather. I should just let the Allies retreat there and just sit there until they rot from the rain. Bombing the hell out of Lu Chao. Well, the 89 Corps looks like it's getting beat up. It's about, I'm guessing it can't have much undisabled squads left. I'm probably gonna stop bombing that one in the swamp. I don't want to kill it this early in the game. That just gives them a recycle for free. No losses, 1 hit. At this point in the game, I'm just trying to keep damage on these airfields to stop force and minimize my losses. There we go. These sallies will pretty much always be hitting Johore until I move them, because that's they're at max normal range right here. So if the airfield gets heavily damaged, we'll switch to bombing troops. Looks like we're getting a full day of bombing strikes in. This might be the first since maybe day one, which is auto fix to allow it to happen, where weather doesn't really affect it. Alrighty, I know one unit didn't fly yet. There's some bad weather. I knew it had to come. Alright, 24 hits on the Palembang airfield. I don't want to raise this up too high, because when I take it, I'm going to need to use that airfield. But I do want to keep a little bit of damage on it for the next few days. At least until I can get men down there and land them. Alrighty. Land that Buka. Land that Shortlands. Okay, that's the only other landings I got my ships reach this turn. There's more coming. Alright. Oh, crap. Forgot to change this. Damn it. This should be a massacre here. Yep. Alrighty. What was the strength of that brigade? 1,200 change. Alright, the road to Johore Bahru is now open. Don't need to watch this whole fight. Did I just see their numbers adjust? No, okay. We'll take Lunga. One die. And that's it, looks like. Yep. Alright, airfield 7. Port 9, there we go. Alright. Best feature so far for this turn was, I think, majority of my aircraft actually flew this turn. We don't get too many of those. Once we're done processing turn, we'll be right back with the aftermath. Hey, there's my 2 units. Oh, I didn't realize they arrived there. That's kind of way out of the way. Oh well, we will get them. Be right back. Alrighty. Once again, not a super active turn, but things are moving on and we're making headway. Let's go ahead and take a look at the intelligence screen, look at some losses. Allies are up over 1,356 army loss points. I'm at 94. Their score, my score went up another 100 points this turn. They went up 23. Aircraft losses says a total of 5 planes were lost this turn. All were mine. A good improvement today. Only 1 was lost to flak. The rest were ops. Let's hope that also moves over to pilot losses. Let's hope those are low. 3 losses and 2 wounded in action. So we'll get the wounded guys back in a while, but still over half are being killed. Reinforcements, nothing coming in for a couple days. Take a quick look here. Nope, we still only have 4 kills that are on our best ace. Any ships sunk last turn? Yep. My LSD at Ambon, the one where I forgot to turn the unloading off and it got clobbered. It did not actually sink. When I looked at it, it had 90 fire, and in Ambon, There's no way in hell they were going to put that fire out, so I went ahead and scuttled the ship, saved myself 3 points. But that's what that was. Ship availability. 4 days, so I get a couple AKs, so sub chaser, and then some more. Also noticed, Dean and I have a special rule on March 1st. I get a task force of 2 battleships, 3 cruisers, and 10 destroyers. So they were supposed to be free, so I didn't have to pay to build them. But it seems that I am paying to build them, which is why my shipyard and my nav shipyard costs are so high. I'm spending 500 points roughly a day to build those ships that were supposed to be free. I can halt them indirectly in the in here. Actually, let me go ahead and show you 2 of them. They're right here. You see they're not halted at the moment. Only the 2 Yamatos are halted. So I can go ahead and click on these and halt them. See the halt down at the bottom changes. I did that last turn, came back to this turn, they were taken off halt, and they continued to bill me the points for them. So that's going to cost me a lot of shipyard points that I didn't allocate for. I'm not sure what the solution is. I might need to talk to Dean to see if there's any way we could put in extra shipyard points to make up for these, because that's going to be basically 3 months at 500 a day, so 45,000 shipyard points. That's quite a bit. But back down here, ground reinforcements, 4 days, we get a bunch of units. We get another paratrooper unit, which is going to be nice. I want those. I like those spread out across my empire so I can instantly react and grab bases. A couple naval guards, a bunch of marine kois, which are good for small islands. Another special base force. Those are nice because I believe special base forces come usually with some kind of decent guns. That's an 8-centimeter gun. So that's about a 4-inch gun, not necessarily a CD gun, coastal defense, but it's a dual purpose, so it will work as that. High amount of naval support. It has a little bit of aviation support. Has a bunch of engineers. Those I like putting those on bases so they can sit there and just build them. We're also getting a guards regiment and another brigade. So let's hop down, look at some industry numbers. My aircraft and engine production. Oh, we ran out of 33s again. Alright, engines are at the top of the list. Then, yep, mostly because last turn I moved a bunch of aircraft factories over from production factories to R&D factories. Since we have R&D off, a lot of my factories have finished their sizing out to size 30, so they have been flipped over to their R&D abilities to start bringing these, you know, second, third, fourth generation planes in a lot faster. I'm still repairing a bunch. You can see they're finally reaching size 30, which is my target for a lot of my aircraft. All the basic ones like recon, patrol, I want 1 a day, or the ability to build 1 a day if I want it. I let those run for a while, you know, get up to 100, 150, 200, whatever my magic number is for each type, and then I turn those off. On some of these, I'm gonna build until I run out of engines. Like these KI-54, it's a new transport we brought over from Evokin's Pacific First mod, I believe. It uses the Hitachi engines, which I have a bunch of, so I'm using those up. Let's see. I didn't build any. Oh, there we go. Nates. I built a Nate. I don't usually build Nates, but since I have a 200 engines in the pool, I might as well use those engines up because they won't recycle the engines. They will only recycle planes. So I'm turning all these into Nates because Nates are still useful. They're useful in China against Chinese fighters, and they're just useful for training pilots. So I'm going to build all the Nates I can, build all these KI-54s I can. The Dyna 3 is available. It is January 42 for that one. But once again, this is a engine type, Mitsubishi HA31 that I have no plans for any other aircraft to use. So I want to burn up all those engines for this recon plane. And then I'll have a nice pool of it. And then if I decide later I don't want to use them anymore, when I upgrade to the 3s, the game will recycle those back in and give me HI back. It's not a one-to-one basis, but it gives me a plane that I can use right now until I don't decide I don't want to use them anymore, and then I get a little bit of a rebate for them, and that works with any plane that you don't have in active units. So like the A6M20, once you're done with that model and you have no units on the map using that plane, the game will auto recycle those down to less than 100 of them and give you an HI rebate on them. This is all covered in the manual. I believe it gives you exact numbers. And if you have one unit using the zeros and they're old, outdated, let's say it's a unit of like 10, it'll keep 100 of them. If it's a unit of 20, it'll keep, I believe it's times 10. Whatever times 10 this unit size is what it keeps. So as Japan, you need planes early. You need any plane you can get early. Well, not any. You're not building Idas and Sonyas and like Lilies, but you're building all the planes you'll be using, and you have a little safety net. As in, I don't really want to build too many of these because in 2 months, 3 months, I have a new version. I won't need them, but that gives you that HI cushion if that's a big concern for you. So let's go over here to devices. 347 infantry squads. Hey, we ran them all out this turn too. Nice. 211 support, mostly for those 2 new units. Bunch of normal infantry squads. That's not good. Probably just didn't have enough. Okay, or they're probably replacements, to be honest. We're 2 units that haven't upgraded. Bunch of howitzers, a bunch of engineers. Yeah, okay, that all looks good. Let's pull up combat reporter. Take a look. Nothing to see. Nothing there. There's my ground attack at Malacca. My division mauled that Indian brigade, wiped it out. Me taking Lunga. My artillery attack at Clark. I lost more than he did, but I'm gonna be able to pull units out and get replacements much easier than he can. There's my artillery bombardment that I failed to change over to an actual attack. I have made a note to fix that issue this next turn. Had a couple amphibious landings. Here's all my air attacks. Once more, the Allied Air Force is nowhere to be seen. My Signet report: Marchfield, Edmonton, Vadalovscott, Dutch Harbor, Wendover, and Pearl. Okay. Nothing surprising on those. Okay, still hauling troops over in Manchuria. A bunch of units are getting upgraded. Oh, that's in Port Dixon. That's one of my assault regiments getting ready to head into Johore Bahru. Now that the road's open, the one can fix the Qingchao. Alright. The troops lost during amphibious loading or unloading. There we go. SS Sailfish is reported sunk near Manila on December 8th. So either I sunk him in the port, or he had heavy damage and Dean tried to get him out of the area and he sunk en route somewhere else. Replacements. All the Babs are back in the pool. Alright, the reason this is sometimes important when you're switching between models, if your planes aren't back in the pools yet, then you can't pull them as replacements to other units. Like this Betty, I can't use that Betty yet. It's still in transportation. It's still transferring to the pool. Those Babs I can now throw in other units. A couple of those nades I can use now, and so forth. It doesn't matter a whole lot, but sometimes when you're swapping, you're upgrading, like the Betty. I upgraded them to Nels because I'm making Nels. I have more Nels. I don't have enough Bettys to fill out all my Betty units. So you upgrade one. That way you keep your Nel supply going for your Nel units, and then you slowly upgrade all the Bettys to Nel in my instance. And then the ones that go back into the pool are now replacements for your other Betty units. So sometimes that's a little game. I believe it's a big game for the Allies because they have very limited aircraft production. They don't have any control over it. Where Japan, you can produce as many aircraft as you have resources for. Okay, we lost a pilot in the landing incident. Planes down for maintenance. We captured 2 bases in combat, and we flipped a third that we were going to capture. Some intel, just bases being expanded. Those are all us. I like Hong Kong port size 9, Saigon's airfield size 7. Those are good ones. Damaged aircraft. The John D. Ford is reported sunk near Manila on December 7th. Okay, probably one that got sunk in the port. And let's see, that's not really an arrival. Sometimes you gotta be careful when you move aircraft between bases. Sometimes they show up in the arrival, especially if they go by rail. But we got an amphibious brigade and an engineering regiment. All right. Let's go ahead and around the map here and take a look at what's going on. Here we are up in the Burma area. You can see we really haven't got out of the Pegu hex yet. We still have troops moving here though. A lot of them are coming off the rail still. The engineers and division. Alright, the infantry regiment is moving. He's about halfway to, he should be going to Rangoon. Yep. We have these guys moving north to the dot base here. We have to grab that one, then come up and grab this one. Some of these dot bases are nice. There's not one here, is there? Or here, yeah. Because in late 43 or 44, whenever the Allies come pushing down here in Burma, because they always do, they don't necessarily even need to. But what else are the British troops gone? British and Indian troops gone to do the entire war, just sit up there and do nothing. They will push down here. These bases here are easy fodder, either for Japan to take or for the British to retake, because they're in open terrain. He can bomb them flat and then just move his troops in tanks, and they do really well in this kind of terrain. But once you're getting down here into the jungle or the rough hexes, you know, that ×2, ×3 defensive bonus really adds up. I wish Prom was a jungle hex. That would kind of seal this route too. But these bases here, especially this one here, you can build like, you know, level 3. You know, I'll probably build level 6 forts here, and that pretty much makes, between that and the terrain, when I'm retreating down this road, it makes my units almost immune to bombing attacks. I learned that in my last game with these bases, that they're very useful for a defensive retreat. This one's not as useful, but still build this one up as high as well. So when you're retreating down this road, even if he does bomb you in the open, you're not really in the open. You still get the benefit of the forts. It's not like you're up right here in this wide open area where there's nowhere to hide. When the bombers come, you at least get whatever level of the forts in this base are. So that's why you want to build up some of these dot bases and so forth. Also, if you build them up like for airfields and stuff too, it'll also help all your supply flow. Doesn't matter so much here because there's a road and there's a nice rail. But you like over here or up in these trails, you definitely want to build some of those dot bases up to help the supply flow. Alright, I got my spoiler unit sitting right up here, just in case, because I know there's a starting unit start somewhere on this trail. Some players like to move them down and say surprise, but I always like to put a blocking force over there. Come down into Malaya. We took Malacca last turn. Got its 100 resources and 5 industry. Oh, I didn't realize they had 100 resources there. Wow, that's why some of my resources jumped up so high. That's 2,000 a day. That's nice. So now my troops at Kuala Lumpur can all rail right down into Klang and then hop off the rail next turn while all the rest of my tanks and my division move down here. Give them a day or so to rest, get some disruption and fatigue up. And then we will push into Johore Bahru, which is the first step to Singapore. Got my just cleaning up the mess here. Still trying to catch these guys so I can beat on them some more. They'll just flee. We'll probably end up coming all the way down here to Tang before we end up killing them. If we're lucky, I might just do a shock. I'll probably push them into the open before I do a shock attack. Better chance of finishing them off. Okay, the Philippines here. Let's see. Kind of not much going on here. I got all my units here at Clark. We're bombarding. Not a whole lot of damage. It's just gonna be what it is for a while until I want to take Singapore first, and I can send a division or two over here. Then we could crack these guys and push it into Bataan. I got a few more troops coming over to Mindanao, a bunch of small little troops. I'm gonna land up here and see what of the northern bases I can take without any actual work. That one has a garrison. I think that's the only other garrison one. Yeah, okay. Took the Dot Island base there. Borneo, nothing going on. Sumatra and Java, nothing going on. Celebes, nothing new going on. We still only have Manado, but we do have plans to start moving troops into this area. Whoa, what do we got here? Moving southwest. Why didn't I attack him? Moderate rain, light rain. Ooh. Now it's gonna be a question whether I charge my mini KB down here and try to kill this guy, or is it just a trap, trying to get me to do that exact thing? Although he doesn't see mini KB there. I got some troops coming in. I need to pull this division out here and get some base forces there. I can move my my planes there. Landed here this turn. I'll take that. Let's go to South Pacific. No big actions going on. Just little actions here. I landed dot base here. Landed at the Shortlands. I took Lunga. Why is this guy not? Where'd his? Alright, I'm not sure where the ships for that area disappeared to, but I guess we'll find out. Pull up over in here. Let's pick up on troops I'm using to grab all these dot bases. Looks like most of them are cleared up. I still got to take this one and then decide how far south I'm going to go. A lot like this whole area here, Fiji and Samoa and Tonga Islands, I don't think you can really hold these the same as like New Caledonia and New Hebrides, Espiritu Santo, and so forth. It takes a lot of effort and resources to hold these, and it doesn't really do much to the allies that make them go a little bit farther south. So a lot of these bases are more of taken to deny them. You know, if they want them back, they have to at least come and attack. If you position some subs, maybe some small surface combat task force, you might be able to surprise them and kill some troops on some boats if the allies are not being careful. Alright, there's truck. Still sending out some troops and some supplies. Sub coming down. Alright, back up to the home islands. Convoy. Convoys with troops. That's going to pick up more troops. Alright, that's about it for that. Let's hop up over into the mess that is China. This unit's still moving. I tried to bomb him, but I don't think that any bombs went through. We did bomb these guys pretty good. I still don't think I have enough force to take this base. If this regiment wouldn't have been stupid and crossed over the river in a shock attack like I told it not to, I think we might have already owned this base. I do have another regiment and such coming up behind. The question will be whether I head to. I'm going to take Quiling because that's only a base force or something there. The regiment will spank that out of there, and then this is a dead base anyways. definitely what I'm gonna need to do. That's a headquarters unit. There's all those. There they are. Now they're showing up as 14 again. He could come down into here and take that base. It won't really get him anything. It doesn't matter. I don't care. It doesn't even have a garrison on. I have a garrison coming all the way around to occupy it. But I have a full regiment here. I might just leave him here. If he comes into the open area, it'd be easier for me to spank him out. Because if he comes over here, you can see by the hex side control, I own all the hex sides. So if he comes in, he'll take this one. Which means if I smack him, he can only run out to the east. So hex side control lets you help decide which way people are going to retreat, and if they don't own any of them, then they can't retreat at all, and they just die. I don't want to kill these guys yet. That's way too many units that would go back to him this early in the game. Let's see, this bridge is built. I'm working on this one here. The one on the southwest side here is about half built. This one's just starting with the engineers just getting over there in the swamp. Took them a long time to get over there. This unit here, this Chinese corps here, is beat to hell. And when I bomb it, I'm actually destroying squads, which means to me, majority of them are disabled. There's no way they're getting any supplies. I think I'm just gonna leave them alone. Let them rot in the swamp until they self-destruct. If he was smart and wanted to get rid of this, I shouldn't say if he was smart, but the trick on a blockaded unit like this, if you want it to die so you can buy it back, or for China they get it for free, he needs to move out into one of my bases and make me kill it. Sitting in the swamp does not do anything against me. I'll just leave it there. Same thing with this unit here. It's a dead unit. He's not moving it anywhere. He needs to. I would probably move it up this way to block this rail to make me push it off again. But Qingchao's now level 3 airfield. Another few days and it'll be level 4. I can move some sallies in there, and that'll give me bombing rights over all this, and probably even easier reach into the interior. But that is about it for the turn. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, it's a little slow in action, a little long in me talking about the aftermaths and some plans. But if you liked it, go ahead and hit the like button. If you enjoy the series and want me to continue, please go ahead and subscribe. And until my next turn, you guys have a great time, and I'll see you soon.